Todd just gave us the.
There, go.
That means go in
Good to
TV
go.
talk. Hey, everybody, Shock Talking is back with Gretchen.
I'm Camille.
You know what? We have some things to talk about today.
We do.
You and I like to go on Instagram and we like to find posts that have really interesting pictures.
I do. I really do.
We're kind of fascinated with like plastic surgeons and what's
Oh my
going
gosh.
on.
Well, and how they do what they do. I mean, you see these butt implants.
Wait, here's the word. It's a.
A phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine. How do they figure out how to do this kind of shit? So
You and I were looking at the Kardashian ass that
The
they
booty.
were. You know what? And we were
before and
seeing the
afters.
before and after.
Yeah.
And literally, it was like a 90-year-old woman on the before, and the after was like, bam.
damn.
Todd, you'd even be like,
Yeah. See, I'm thinking I might do that. I might get my new booty. I don't know, but they suck out the fat from somewhere. I got none of that. I got to work on that.
Okay, but here's what I saw last night, and it was like a train wreck. I could not
You saw it.
turn away.
I can't see the squeamish shit. I can't do it.
Okay, so it had a chick. I assume it was a chick because there was no hair, but she was laying on her stomach,
What do I mean?
and she had implants put in her ass. Guess where the incision was? Her crack.
Oh my god.
And so you see the doctor like parting the Red Sea,
Ew.
and he's kind of referring to whatever, and it's still
like
fresh.
Oh no, he did not. You saw the blood red.
No, she'd been stitched.
Oh my god.
But he's still like parting it to show whatever, and I'm just like, ow. Yeah.
Just the thought of
Yeah.
that. I know, right? So they cut the crack and then they slide it in the pad area, like. Okay, and so
I thought they would have.
that would be
and maybe-
stretching it
I
out.
thought they'd have like
I'm so
under the
cringing.
cheek,
Ugh.
like little smileys.
But they probably don't want scars there. And imagine
No.
sitting. I mean, that would be like forever painful. You couldn't sit. That would be awful.
I'm just thinking about how do you go potty.
How do you spread your cheeks and go poop?
I am cured of ever wanting a bigger ass. I am cured. I saw that and I was like,
my
ow.
goodness.
Listen, if
Ugh.
you've had a baby and I have never had an episiotomy,
Me neither.
okay?
Owie.
But the whole idea of anything being sewn in that area,
Okay, I'm
just,
just having a hard time.
how you doing, Todd?
Kidding. I'm feeling the same thing. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
I'm having a little moment over here going, I can't even imagine.
yeah.
We actually do shock talking for the very fact of Todd.
Todd.
Because y'all can't see his face, but he's like this.
She's single, fellas.
I
Just
know
so you
it.
know.
Just so you know, an update on my pits, I'm good to go. Todd,
Oh, thank
you
God
were
for
hoping
me.
and wishing that I was still stinking. That was a phase. That was a
must
phase.
have
But
been a
can I
cycle.
just ask? I'm just gonna one more thing to my list to ask Jesus. At 52, why am I still using my kids' Clearasil for acne?
What?
I know I get a zit every now and then. I'm like, I am putting this shit on.
Well,
You have no issues, do you?
I did. I've none. I'm so perfect. Shut up.
You don't though, because every time I bring up all of my garbage, you
Well-
look at me like, what?
Well, no, I'm just. Isn't that what your friends do?
What?
I have no problem.
She's so supportive.
Oh, yeah, right. I
No,
try
really.
to be.
I
really try to be.
I don't know whether I should buy anti-aging cream or acne cream.
Oh, I got my own shit going on, sugar, but I ain't gonna air
Camille's
all that
like-
stuff on the world.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, if I
You're
get
welcome.
acne though, if I get acne, it's a cystic acne. Like
I
it's
know.
It's just like a little. It's like what the hell?
You know what? And
And the doctor said just leave it alone.
I know, and they appear.
Well, you can't see them, but you feel them.
But they're
little
like right
bumps.
along the jawline, and I'm like,
But this
is
is
that?
a hormone area right here.
Oh no, I was just thinking about that word menopause.
Well, hormones. Your hormones are radically changing, girl. Your hairline changes.
How's my anus?
Well, I don't know about Uranus. Thought.
What house is that in?
How's Uranus?
We know about that chick on the table. We know exactly where her anus. Her anus was all up in that something house, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, and I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with what doctors can do with these, ass implants, and they look fabulous.
Oh, the ones we saw.
I know, right? But I like the fat. I wanted like suction out and put the fat in there. I think that looks a little better to me.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
saying.
yeah. And I think those are the ones we saw. That particular
Yeah.
one, because I wonder.
Just
I mean,
to know how
Todd,
they do that. Ooh.
Like with cha-chas, can you look at a
Cha-chas
chick and go?
again.
I got to talk about my boobs.
She's got to talk about her
She'll
boobs
talk
again.
about dicks here in a minute. You
Well,
just
I'm
wait.
talking about testicles in a second here, but go on.
See what I'm saying? when you see, you're so chomping at the bit.
I can't wait for what's next. I can't wait. Let's go. Go ahead.
Well, that's good news.
We-
That's good
it's
news.
early morning here for us too here at Shock Talking, and we are already diving in. When you see a check, can you psychically go? Those are probably
Real.
700 cc.
Oh,
No.
that's huge.
No.
I know.
No,
That's a
I get it.
huge
Considering
CC.
Todd.
No, I
You can't
just
tell what's real or fake.
yes, you can, but I can't tell size or I mean there are so
Todd's
many.
like, hang on.
No, well, that's one of the ways. There are so many secrets and tricks now with the
Yeah,
bras
yeah.
and everything else that
Oh,
I
yeah.
it's
That's
until
true. You
until
don't know
they're
if
that you
clothes
don't
are
know. And
We've talked about this. Women, we're a facade.
Well,
We have the bombshell bra, which we all know that.
and the push-up bra to
Well, the
lift
bombshell
and support.
is like the explosion happened in your chest.
And so it's the flow out, right?
I know. And then the afterfall literally is when it comes off because
They hit your waist.
have you ever
Balls.
seen the bombshell?
ball and
Literally, you
sock.
could set it on the table and it is erect and upright. It
I've
is
never-
one foam pit.
Never used it. Oh, maybe I should try
Girl,
that.
no, I don't even think yours.
I don't even look for that shit 'cause I don't need
Come here, be
that.
like, I can't see.
Yeah, I can't. I don't need them any higher. I look.
You know when she says, "Look,
Look.
it's coming."
here it comes.
Look.
Settle in, y'all.
Look, how you tell things are real or fake is real boobs jiggle. Okay, it's all fat. That's just fat. Okay, that's all me. That's all real. There ain't nothing in there. I think the ones that are firmer, a little more upright, looking at you, like the high beamers, you know, those you can tell are a little bit more fake. And if you're over 30, look, boobs are gonna sag, y'all. We all wrinkle and fade. That's just how we do. So, but really, if they're jiggling, you're probably real. So when you walk, when I laugh, people just sit there and I've got comments. I just like to sit there and watch you bounce. I'm like, yeah, because I'm just bouncing. I know all about that.
Tsunami. We've been talking
It's
about
the
that.
truth. It's just it's more
Um, Hey, if you've ever seen pictures of women that compete, like in the bikini contest for bodybuilding type
Right.
stuff, they lean out so much that those
have
that
no
have
boobies.
had implants, it is literally like an orange. Wonk, two
Stuck there.
balls
Uh-huh,
because there's
There's no fat.
nothing around them.
Looks a little weird to me, frankly.
I know it
I'm
does.
not-
Especially when not just them, but any woman that's really thin, they kind of have that concave.
I know they do. Well, and that's
dinosaur
what we are
bone
without
looking.
fat. Well, yeah, that's kind of how we look without fat.
I wouldn't
I've
know.
never known. I've never known that. You kind of more know than I do. But I've never known that. I didn't think I was like thin when I was born. I was 8 pounds 1 ounce. I was a little chubby. I was a cute baby. I was so cute. Anyway, speaking of balls.
Phew. Go ahead.
Left
Camille.
turn coming.
Speaking of balls, Todd, they have testicle implants. Have you known this?
Why would I know that?
Well, you know about ass implants.
I
You know,
know,
there's-
that's a phenomenon. Tell us all about the testicle implants, Camille.
I was real surprised one day. I have gay couples come in and see me for counseling, and
She's going to talk about a personal experience.
I
I'm
did. I
feeling.
have a story. I got a personal story. This cute guy. I mean, he's just adorable. Very wealthy, successful man, and his partner liked large balls. That's his.
I've
kink.
heard that. I've heard that.
That was his kink. Yeah, and he had. They weren't small by any means, according to them. But he wanted to impress and please, and so on Valentine's Day, he actually had a little implant done. Now, I was like, how the hell do you do that? I mean, I know breast implants. I kind of get the world of that.
okay.
So look, it's like a tennis ball, and it's kind of a tough texture. But it's like taking a tennis ball and you cut it.
you
from
know
the
that?
That's what he told me. But I did feel it. Now, let me get there. Wasn't anything
gotta
sexual.
set it up.
It was technical.
This is all part of
Look,
counseling.
It was medical. So no, he said take a tennis ball and you take the middle of it and you cut it kind of in half. So how
Hang
they
on,
do
let's
it?
super time. So you slice that skin and then you peel it down and,
And
then
you
you
take-
rip it down.
But the implant is like kind of a spongy material, and it kind of like a half a tennis ball. It kind of envelops over the testicle, and it has like a hole in the front and the bottom. So those blood veins or whatever are not compromised. So there's activity, right?
Huh.
And there's things that work.
So
still.
if you kicked them really hard in the
Todd,
balls,
are you
would they
going to
feel
throw
it?
up over there? Do you need
I-
do you need a garbage can?
Hey,
honey?
this is
see his
this
face.
is awful. Can we go back to talking about boobs?
Oh, so when we talk about penis implants and
There's no such thing.
well,
I've checked.
now there's a few things that they can do, and we'll talk about that in a second too. Remember that little snipper thingy that you can snip that little tendon, and it does kind of make it drop further. So that's a little bit that they call that a penis extension or enlargement. You're right, it isn't true. However, because they don't add inches, but it does make it fall. So it doesn't really you can't really hold it up. You know what I mean? Anyway, So, but the testicle implant, it was like it goes around the nut, and I'll tell you what, they were as big as a fucking cue ball. I'm telling you, I was just blown away. Drops his pants. I was like, well, that's interesting. He said, do you want to feel it?
I'm gonna have to go in for a closer look.
And Camille was like, absolutely, let me
Well,
get the camera.
I was like, wow.
She's like, it's show and tell here at Camille.
No, I was. Look, this is a gay couple. They were together. It wasn't sexual, but I was pretty impressed that they could do that. So that's the one thing I did see. And the scar was not that big. He didn't have a lot of pain. I was like,
Wow.
wow, you could do that. Yeah. So
Was
they
that
could-
like a lunch, like you could go in and get that done on a
well,
lunch
I
break?
think it didn't take a long time.
Wow.
I know.
You know what though? Why not
And
share the love
I-
to men?
To me, that was, and I'll tell you, that
They have
spiced
pec
things up.
implants, they have bicep implants.
They love their sex life after that. It was great.
Well, I'm just saying men in general. I mean,
Right.
you know, we should Google that. We should we
Wanna
should
watch
look at
that?
all the different surgeries that are offered to men.
Why not? Well,
I
there was
know.
this model, this good-looking guy, beautiful man, but
case
he
you're
had all
wondering.
these muscles implanted. Well, it was what
Ah!
was his name?
Yeah, he's a freak of nature.
Well, I was just like,
Whoa.
why? He's attractive anyway.
he's foreign.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's Asian. Good-looking guy, but I was like, what the heck is he doing that for?
He said because I saw him on Botched one time, and he said I don't like to work out,
But he wanted to look like he did.
so he got himself
I learned,
sculpted.
and I
right?
learned about a lot of surgeries from that little episode I watched. I thought, wow, you can do
As a
that?
matter of
You can
fact-
add abs.
Because he wanted to do
Interesting.
something to his nose.
Yeah.
And they were going to have to take a little piece of cartilage from his rib. And he was like, no, you're not cutting in on that. I paid to have an 8-pack.
Oh wow.
And Dr. Whoever was like, sugar, it's like that big. He's like,
So he went. How did he get it done?
He
Did
didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, but he had the whole ab.
Yes. Yeah. He had
Implants
his
put
whole
in.
body done.
Yeah, I know.
But I
He had
wonder-
chest, he had arms, he had thigh, he had everything. But where
But
are the
like
scars?
breast, you know, they say implants should be removed and replaced after what 10 years or something. There's a shelf life on these things, right?
Shelf one.
I mean, don't they have a
They
shelf?
expire. It's like food storage. They
That's what I'm
expire.
thinking. So they probably should be like replaced. I wonder if all those things should be replaced. What do you
Todd
think?
got
Todd?
up this morning thinking he was going to like really be a part of this conversation, and now you're like, I don't want to.
Well, all right. What else are we gonna talk
Well,
about?
no. Here's why I'm concerned. I'm actually doing a self-evaluation right now
Do I need that? Do I
because
need that?
I saw the episode and
You
then I
did?
thought to myself, why the hell am I watching Botched? and why? It,
Were you the
watching
pig
that-
that was hoping you were going to see some naked cha-chas watching
No,
that show?
no.
Yes, you were.
I'm fascinated by that show because neither of those doctors I would qualify as extremely good-looking guys.
Oh.
I'm curious.
You don't go to a doctor because they're good looking.
Well, but don't you want your plastic surgeon to have some?
Little aesthetic
skin in the
appeal.
game?
Little aesthetic appeal.
Little bit?
I agree. They want to walk
I
their
don't know.
dog.
Here's the
look
deal: like
for
if their face is too jacked and stuff, that would be scary to me.
overkill.
Okay.
I don't want overkill.
Okay.
Yeah, which is why we go to a female.
Yeah. That's.
Only we haven't had surgery, so.
No.
I mean, I have because
Well,
I've
I'm
nursed
think-
5 children.
I'm gonna start.
but
I
not
think.
from
I'm not
a
firm.
female.
Firm a fat up.
Yeah,
I'm wondering. I don't know. Maybe. But you know, I don't know. I just
you can't firm fat; you can firm muscle.
Well, I'm doing that too. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying, if I had, I don't know, a little liner or something, I don't know how that goes. I'm not worried about me. But okay.
In case y'all are hearing a little background noise, it's my dog.
Pick that baby up. Let's talk about baby for a minute.
Are we going to do the reading right now?
Let's do a little
okay.
reading on that.
So I brought Toby in. Toby's the liquor that we've been talking about.
The air
Come here, baby.
liquor.
Come on.
Yeah.
Watch
But
this.
Toby does this wine thing.
Oh.
Like, take care of me, love
Okay,
me.
here he
you're
is.
So, baby. Hi,
Okay.
baby. Hi.
Toby got peed on this morning from Gus.
No, that wasn't me. It was the
I know. He comes in and he's got this big yellow stain
Poor-
and he's all humiliated. I'm like, "Ugh, like I have time to watch the dog. I
That's
did.
why you was late. You had to watch
Yeah.
that baby.
Yeah.
Aw.
So this is Toby and he is old as dirt. He
I'm
was,
sorry, Toby. She shouldn't talk
I
about
know,
you
and he's
like
got his
that.
ass to you, and I apologize, but I cannot help him.
Turn him around.
He used to be black.
He did? Is he
yeah.
all gray?
Uh-huh.
Oh my
He
goodness.
used to be black. So Toby has this thing about licking. If
Everything.
we're good, he just may start licking the air.
Oh, he's starting to sniff it. He's
Yep.
starting to look around.
Yeah. So Camille has actually been to my house and stopped in the middle of a sentence, and she's like, "This dog feels a spirit."
he's
What?
seeing if there's ghosts around.
What?
He just looks around.
See,
He's
here we
constantly
go.
looking around for something. And he does. He just needs to be with someone. He just needs attention. How old is this dog? 10, 11, 12,
Something like that.
14?
No, he's like 9 or 10.
Okay, he's 9 or 10,
10,
yeah.
yeah.
But he does have low anxiety.
Okay, so he's a Thanksgiving baby.
Oh, so he's a Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got anxiety, and Scorpios they're very intuitive. They're very psychic. They are feelers. See, he just acknowledged that. Oh, baby.
Is it different for an animal that is for a human?
Yeah, they're different for sure.
Okay.
But there's traits, and I think that he's kind of.
He was the old. Okay, let's just get right down to it. He was the only boy in the litter.
Oh, that says so much.
Enough. We're done.
You get it?
Throw in the towel.
No, he's just needy. He's little. He's just not feeling like he's.
He's always been this way, though.
That's how he gets his attention. Is whine.
Oh,
Yeah,
gollies.
some
Sit
dogs
down.
bark or they paw at you, but this one's just.
Okay, why does he lick everything?
And he shakes because he
I
has
know.
anxiety.
Well, he's a terrier too,
Baby.
so. Yes, we are talking about
so
you.
cute.
He's like, I did not ask to do this.
Now, if you got a little, here's what you could do. Like with children that have anxiety, they need a little heavier blanket. You could actually do a little. You could do the harness and wear him all the time.
Oh, hell no. Remember, Todd always brings up, I'm single. That's the last thing I need is to be traipsing through Walmart with
With
a
your
dog
baby on your
my
back.
chest.
Or they have back ones, don't they, Toby? Or my kisses.
Okay, so what's happening for this dog? How much longer is he going to live?
Well, as a Scorpio, he's got Jupiter in the first house, which means he's got blessings and protection over his health right now, all year long. Just saying.
How's his anus?
Well, I think you've had to help him poop a little bit. He's got a little constipation going on here.
He does.
Yeah. Well, you know that. So he does have a little constipation going on, but
I
he
want you
really.
to psychically get in there and tell me about this dog. Here, you
I
sit
really do think he's gone through a lot of emotional changes, but he feels everything. He absorbs the space.
So when I love to read the posts when people are like, when you come home from work and you're sad or you're stressed, and dogs know it.
Yeah, he does.
He's literally is like.
No, he's on you. You're his person. Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
So I think he is protective of you, and
He's like,
see ya.
I'm out.
Yeah, but he really is an emotional. This is a feeler. He's tenderhearted. So cute, and he doesn't like having to compete with another dog. Gets
Gus.
frustrated with that about that.
Well,
yeah.
when somebody pees on him, I wouldn't either. Gus has gone in. Next time I may bring Gus. No, I won't. He's
No.
eaten all of Toby's toys that he's had since he was a puppy.
Oh.
He goes in and he eats his food. I told you.
He's having anxiety attacks. You
And
gotta get
Toby's
rid of
is
that.
like, I was happy. Bailey, I didn't need this second dog.
Nope.
Because we had Lucy.
No
Got
more.
the hell Lucy out after 4 years. Toby's like, I don't need a friend.
If your dogs are over a year old, don't add another dog to make them feel okay. They're already in a routine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got people as their friends.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe was a problem for him.
Huh.
But I think he's going to be here a couple more years. I think he's okay. Good baby.
I feel better.
Yeah.
Be a little therapy with the dog.
Yeah.
If you want your dog read by Camille,
Just send me a
give her-
picture.
She'll tell you when there. She
Yeah.
literally, y'all. She told me there was a man. There was a spirit of a man in my house, and then she
Mm-hmm.
goes, "He's not going to hurt you."
Now this is kind of an occupational spirit. He's there for the space and there's something about history there.
Can I tell you though?
There's
when
different type of spirits. Hold on, you got a little chin
I
hair
got a
going
dog
on
hair.
there.
She's like, I got it. Go right along with your pits. I got it.
Oh Lord.
She's
No,
single, y'all.
I know it.
She's single.
I know the guy in Canada is like, I did not ask for this.
Oh jeez.
The
I
thing,
don't know if I asked for
can I tell you about the spirit, y'all? When the kids leave,
Yeah.
and I'm in my bathroom and I'm putting on my makeup or whatever, I hear noises.
In the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Don't say that word.
Well, there's different types of spirits, but I don't know if I want to go on.
I want you to.
Okay, so there's spirits that kind of hang out where there was trauma and death, and that's kind of where they're stuck in time,
Like a murder?
like a murder, like a mass killing, like 9/11. Okay, or like think about like what's that haunted ship, the Mary or the whatever in California. Long
Queen
Beach.
Mary.
Queen Mary, that's it.
Right.
So Queen Mary, they that's a haunted place too. But where there's been a lot of high emotional trauma in like a mass murder area, that's when spirits kind of get stuck there.
Is that what I have?
So there may be. I don't know that it's a spirit around you. And then there's spirits that are around people. Like they actually go like lineage with their family. They're attached to your family.
They
or your
just kind of
heritage.
move with you?
That, or the people in the family, yeah. And or you've got some sort of past life, issue with a past relationship, and so they're back here to get avenge or get revenge.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I deal with all that kind of stuff with possession. I've done with all that stuff. It can be kind of scary. It can.
Ooh.
But you got to have a little respect, y'all. You cannot, that whole thing about in the name of Jesus, get out. That doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You got to have like some sort of knowledge and understanding of why the hell they're really here.
How do you know that? I mean, I'm just
You
a
got to have a
normal
conversation.
folk.
You got to have a conversation
They
with these
don't talk to
spirits.
me. They talk to you.
They talk to people. Oh,
Really?
they send information. You bet they do. Oh yeah, and sometimes it comes in the form of a feeling. But when you're pointedly asking questions of it, have you ever had your own body? Do we have show me what I owe you. They will probably communicate with you. Yeah, it is kind of scary. I've had actually lately, a lot of people coming in with some dark energies around them. So I've had to kind of help
So
clear
when
those.
people come to your office, do those spirits follow them there?
course, of
And
course.
you can see them in your office?
I have.
What
absolutely.
do you do?
Well, first of all, I respect that. I ain't going to get in the middle of that. But that person, I've done deliverance. I mean, I have prayed over people who got rid of spirits. But the truth is that person's not working on themselves and cleaning up their own messes or dealing
Yeah,
with their own issues.
yeah.
It's going to come right back.
Yeah.
So-
because they're kind of a prey, right?
Usually, yeah, they're parasitically on there, and sometimes with high risk lifestyles, people doing a lot of drugs, a lot of sex, a lot of partying, they're out of their body anyway. The world of getting high, people get attached to that feeling of being out of the body. That's what getting high really is, not the smell or taste of something. You leave your body. That's the process of dying, y'all. So you get too high, you will die.
Yeah.
Because you kind of let go of the body, and there's kind of like the silver cord that attaches the body to the spirit. And when you kind of let go of that cord, the body's open territory, unless they're beings, call them, are waiting to hang out. They're
Whatever.
hanging out, yeah.
They're
in
like
bars.
ready to jump in.
But yeah, you ever heard alcohol called a spirit? And they call it
Oh,
spirits.
yeah, spirits. Todd,
Yeah.
you know all
well,
about that.
that's
A little bit. A little bit.
and people do
Libations?
crazy. They're not themselves when they're on something. When they're on drugs or alcohol, something has taken them over. They look possessed and they act possessed and they do stupid shit.
Just go to Vegas.
So, yeah, but if there's something bothering you, people need to stop and pay attention and talk and find out what's really going on. It's a relationship. And don't trust any out-of-body spirit. It could come to you in this, I'm your grandmother, I'm your angel, well, I don't know that. I mean, you don't always know if that's the truth. So people think I'm special because I got a spirit talking to me. Or you're gullible and innocent and you don't want to take advice from some stranger just because they don't have a body or something, right? Be careful with
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So do spirits get into dogs?
I think they can actually get into whatever they want, frankly. I do, yeah.
Okay.
So we are all over the place with this
I
today.
am not going home tonight. No, you know what's weird is when we moved into this house, my kids would run upstairs and they'd be like, Mom, like I swear there's this weird feeling downstairs. And I'd be like, no, it's
I
just
have
the
Jesus
heater.
here. No, it's something. It's something. I've been there, I know. Not scary, but no, there's something. I want to say it's watching. I'll tell you what it feels like to me. See,
Whoa, wait.
Woo!
You've been to her house, and,
I've been to her
and
house.
you know there's something
I
weird?
know there's something
There's
there.
shenanigans in there?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen it.
Now I'm really single.
I've done house now
Yeah.
you're going to
This-
stay
This
single.
is not going to help.
I've
that
done house
smell
cleaning.
that's been happening with me, it's not me. It is not me, girl.
Now, there's places that can't be sold. I mean, I've actually worked with realtors. I've gone in and smudged and cleansed the spaces. And there was one place that I knew there was a rape that happened
Really?
in the basement. Yeah, I could feel just the sadness, the grief, and the horror. So I did. That was in the basement, and I'm telling you, that it was the creepiest feeling. People know this. They walk in places like, oh my gosh. They can
Yeah.
feel it. My maiden name's Greenhall, and in Santaquin, there's a restaurant called the Greenhall Family Tree. That's my ancestors' restaurant, y'all. It's haunted. And they've actually had television crews down there filming that place. And it's haunted. So that's what I'm saying. These spirits kind of, they stick around the area. They're not ready to let it go. Doesn't mean they're with people, but they are going to mark their territory. They don't want you in their space.
So where my house is was actually a dump.
It was, but before that, I'm not sure what it was. Or there was some
it's
sort
the
of
dump of Kennecott.
Yeah, it's a dump of Salt Lake and Kennecott probably at daybreak. Yeah. I'm not sure what the spirit's doing there, but it could be sent by another to watch out or spy. If you've got something, these are like little gremlin energies. They have an intention, but if you feel something around you, you have to ask it. Have you ever had your own body? Why you ask that question is if it's had its own body, then it has a relationship with you, probably in a prior life. Okay. And I don't know if prior lives are real or not, but I'll tell you what. I work with a lie detector, and I got people on a lie detector all day long. I didn't know whether past lives are real until I'm talking to people, and they're holding these cylinders, and they're talking about past lives, and I'll be damned, it's reading true. I'm like, wow, I guess that's true.
How do you
Titanic,
remember
wow.
a past life?
Well, I don't know that you remember. You have some sort of phobia or fear. Like I had a client terrified of drowning, terrified of water, would never go on a ship, never go in the water. And I mean, it was to the point he had a partner, loved to cruise and stuff. He really had this real big fear of water, wouldn't go to the ocean. So I said, well, let's see what that is. So I had him on the meter, and I'm asking him questions to say, is there any trauma that happened on water? True. Yes. It's reading yes. And so as we start asking questions, as I'm asking questions, he's kind of going back in time, and he's got these, like, the feeling is panic, fear. I can't breathe. I feel like I'm gonna die. I'm freezing cold. And I'm like, okay, watch that like you're watching a movie. Just see that image. And as you can be with those images in your head, because we think in pictures. We don't think in words, y'all. We think in pictures. And so as I had him look at that picture and keep looking at that picture, describing it to me, what does it look like? It was like he was looking through a keyhole of something. And as soon as he stopped and got present with that image, it opened up like a whole file. It's like when you click on a computer, and it's like you open up the whole file. And so in his mind's eye, he was looking actually at, I think it was like a soap dish or something. He's like, I see this little, it's like a soap dish or some sort of brush or something. And he kept looking at that, looking at it. I said, well, keep looking at it. Describe it to me. It's yellow. It's kind of cream color. And he kept doing it. And all of a sudden, this image of screaming, and he's hearing things, and the needle's registering true, true. And I'm like, well, tell me all about that. And we went 2.5 hours. I'll tell you what, he was on the Titanic. And he's researched and found his name. It was the weirdest thing. And I just said, you know what, dude? If it makes you better, if you can go around water now, I don't give a shit what you tell me. You could say you were, speaking Swahili and drinking rum on a, pirate ship. I don't care. But
No, that would be Todd.
oh, that was Todd. That was Todd. But that honestly helped him get better,
Wow.
and he now can be around water, and he's been on a boat and everything else. So
Wow.
I talk about the weirdest shit in my office, y'all. It's just crazy. I need a camera in there. That would be
Do
a
you ever
crazy show.
do you feel a spirit here?
Not right now, but I have had spirits in this office many, many times.
I know. I was here one time, and Camille was like looking past me on the wall, and she's
You
like,
had
"Hey,
that. You
you
had
brought
some
somebody."
woman,
I'm like, "What?"
You had a woman with you, and I think she was here to make amends. It didn't feel malice. It felt more like, I'm so sorry. Like there is something that there was, and you talked about that, right? So there was something she had to make up for. And I do think spirits, they get trapped between worlds. I had a woman that had, we went 9 hours. She was not going to get away from me because she had a little boy that drowned. And I was going to make sure she worked through that because this has ruined her life.
Yeah.
And she blamed herself because she was fighting with her husband when this little boy went out the back gate and drowned. He was 3 years old. And I said, okay, you're dealing with this finally. And it took her a long time to work through this. We spent about 9-10 hours on it. She didn't want to admit she was pissed off that kid drowned. Her first kid, she was mad about that. Did not want to talk about being angry that her kid died because it was her fault he died. Well, until you clear all that tension and anger and past pain, it ain't going to go away. And as soon as we were done, she felt so much better, and she was kind of like free and forgave herself. I saw that the first spirit I've ever saw, that was this kid. I saw this little face coming at me, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was horrifying. I'm like, do you see that? Do you see that? And it was so fast, and this little face is coming at me, and then he's got green all below him, just this little white face, filmy little thing coming at me. She's like, describe it. And I said, it's got lashes and little lips, and it's like a kid. It's like a kid with curly hair. And it's coming at me, and I see this green color, and I hear, thank you. And poof, gone.
What
I was
was
like,
the green?
well, I asked her, I said, what the hell does green mean? I was in my 20s when I did this, okay? My first spirit I've ever seen. And she said, green means healing. Green is the color of healing. And I heard, thank you. This little being had been trapped with her for all those years.
So she couldn't let him go. and
She
couldn't
never let him go, and
progress?
he couldn't let go because I do think spirits that have a heart, there's a connection. I think he was trapped between worlds, couldn't leave. And I'll tell you what, it changed her life. So, and it changed my life. I went, I'm hooked. This is all I'm supposed to do with my life. And so I've had
Yeah.
this ability to do that kind of stuff my whole life.
Do you
Weird.
ever go up to people like maybe you don't know and just give them warnings?
Yeah, I have before. I got to be careful because I don't want to freak people out. They don't know me. Am I cursing them? Am I going to make
She
something
just
happen?
talked about a freaking spirit in my house.
Well,
Too
I know,
late.
but
She's like, I know you.
I know you. We were on TV
not
together.
going
I know
home.
you. No. Well, yes, you are. So, but it's not. I don't think it's there to hurt you. I actually think it's there to kind of watch out for you.
Oh,
So I think you've had reasons to be a little leery. You've had stalkers and stuff like that.
look, you've
so,
delivered Toby. He's quiet
well, that's,
and not licking.
thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. So we have gone
That's
the
so
gamut,
cool.
but spiritual stuff is real, y'all, and it happens to everybody. We've all got some sort of spiritual story. They say 90% of people believe in spirits and believe in God. So I do too. I've seen so many things happen, and I've helped people get rid of their little demons. I mean, I've got another guy that I just think about. He was in chronic pain, and he was in the war, and he was, it was German war. I can't remember what that's called, but it was over in Germany. He was probably in his 60s when I met him, and his wife brought him to me, and he was in pain all the time, could not, and the doctors didn't know what was wrong with him. And I had him on my meter, and I said, is there any reason that you would feel guilty for anything? Because guilt, we punish ourselves for things we feel guilty about, okay? So he's like, needle goes, boom. And I said, what's that thought? And he said, well, I mean, I did kill a man. And I said, oh, okay, well, tell me about that. His wife didn't know. His wife did not know. And I said, can we talk in front of her? He says, yeah, it's time she knows. So he was 20 something over in Germany. I think he was in France. He was in France. So long story short, he's at a bar and he's, drinking, and he's hitting on this woman who was married, and he's talking to her. And this guy's, he's a Marine or whatever. He could kill with his hands, black belt stuff. He's talking to this girl, flirting with her, and he sees out of the corner of his eye the bartender going, oh, and so he knew instinctively that someone was coming at him. Well, it was her husband who had cracked a bottle open, was coming to jab it in his back. So my client just kind of like tuned in, psychically anyway, and he turned and he, kind of kicked or hit the guy right here, and it dropped him and it killed him. Okay. Now this wasn't an honorable kill. Right. So he felt, after the scene was over, he felt horrible about it, and he kind of crawled out of the bar, because as soon as he turned and hit that guy, he said it's like the rage just kept coming from that guy's body, and it permeated the bar, and the whole bar flew into a rage, and all these fights were happening. He said he couldn't believe it, and he just thought, oh my gosh, but he got out of there. Well, as I'm working on this guy, I said, okay, so you feel bad about that. What would you say to that man that you killed like that? He said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, and he just started bawling, right? Well, and I said, okay, now what would he say to you? And he actually had the feeling of this energy coming to him. The needle's moving true, and it's saying, I wanted you to know I was never going to let this go. He hated him. He took my life. He took my life. He took my family. I had a love. I had a wife. It was just like that. Fast, and it was gone. So that kind of a healing moment, and I'll tell you what, they've never been back. The wife said he's doing great.
Wow.
So I know, crazy shit. I've done crazy shit in my world. So, but it works. Anyway, back to.
I need to close my mouth.
Todd, you okay over there? Todd's in a prayer position.
I'm
He's
a little freaked out, but
you okay?
Yeah.
Do we have time for you to talk about the delivery you did in your 20s?
When I was went through my little moment of learn how to pray in tongues and stuff like that.
When you had the really evil?
When I had that client, yeah. Well, I'll tell you that story too. So, I was just out of having my child, my first kid, and I was like really too quick back to work. However, I had this woman, and she was kind of being haunted by something, and she told me that her name was Terry. I'll tell you her first name. And she was a bigwig at a big company in California, and it's Boeing. So she was working there and doing some major stuff there. But she said that this thing was taking her over, and I'm like, what do you mean taking you over? Talking, what do you mean? She said, no, it starts talking through me. It sets me aside some way, and it's talking through my body. I'm like, well, that's kind of possession. Now, this is my first client I've ever had with a possessed spirit. I had no idea what I was doing. And I went to churches. I'm like, what do I do? And they're like, in the name of Jesus. I'm like, I've tried that. It's not going anywhere. Well, long story short, this thing, I was working with her on it. And I said, so tell me what happens. And when did you feel like you started having a relationship with this energy? So she was going to work one day. She turned the corner, and she had a little Fiero car, one of those little two-seaters. And as she turned the corner, there was like a diesel unloading in her lane, and she had to go in the left lane. Well, in the left lane, someone was leaving for work, and so leaving the job. So 5 a.m, and she said they should have collided. The car should have hit. She turned her head and saw this gray energy kind of jump off the seat and went kind of through the floor of the car. And she said to herself, I'm dead. I'm dead. So spirits leave their body when they don't want to experience something traumatic like this. Head-on collision, She said, I'm dead. She turned her head and was like, she saw this energy go down, and they started laughing, like cackling. She goes, that wasn't even my laugh. And I'm thinking, okay, that's when this thing entered in, because she said she was dead. Now,
she kind of gave it permission.
Well, when you leave, they're manipulative. So I think they just kind of jump in. So I don't know. I'm not an expert at it. However, I've learned through trial and error how to help these people that are stuck with these energies. So she turns her head. She says she's dead. And the cars both stopped. They just stopped. And the guy was like freaking out. He just couldn't believe they didn't collide. It was the strangest thing. And she's laughing. Really weird. And from that point on, this thing will kind of talk through her and work through her, So she just wanted to get rid of this thing. And she was a partier. She had, lots of crazy nights and cocaine-filled things. And she was a partier. So, and her lifestyle was kind of part of that. And I'm looking at her, listening intently. And I'm watching her eyes, and I'm listening. And I'm thinking, bullshit. I'm kind of, this is whatever. On the inside, okay, this is the first time I've ever encountered this kind of shit. And I was thinking, that's not true. Can't be. That's weird. That can't be true. And all of a sudden, her eyes went white. And I felt this electricity hit my chest, and I was, I could not breathe. I could not breathe. And I'm hearing, don't fuck with me. Don't you? And I'm thinking, okay. And I have never wanted to get up and run. I wanted to get up and run out of there so fast. I was horrified. I was terrified. And I just sat there and I couldn't breathe. I had to catch my breath, and I kind of wrapped up the session. I was like, I got to get this woman away from me. I was terrified. And I went to lunch that day with my then husband, and I get home and she's calling me. She goes, you need to call this number. I said, what for? What do I need to call this number for? She goes, just call it. Well, I call, and it's the restaurant. I had lunch there. They go, oh, you left your wallet here. We had no idea how to get a hold of you. I looked through that wallet. There's no way to find me. I just moved. I had no number. We don't have cell phones. You know, they're thinking I figured out I left it there. I'm thinking, I didn't know that. She said her buddy, this little buddy, told her that I left my wallet there. I'm thinking, this thing's trying to impress me, trying to work and get to me. And I'll tell you what, I was haunted for weeks. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I was crying all the time. My then husband started cheating on me. I mean, it infected my life. It was crazy. And one of my clients at the time was a born again Christian. I called Carol and I said, Carol, this is what happened. She goes, get your ass up here. I said, okay. I went to LA, went to some woman's house named Maura, and I went in Maura's house and I sat on the piano bench and I was weeping and just fearful and shaky. And those women put their hands on me and started praying in tongues on me. And I mean, they went there, and I was just like, what the? I mean, I was just weirded out. This is weird to me because I never did good stuff. I was raised Mormon, you know. So they're saying prayers over me, and I feel this energy kind of like pull through my system, and I was, am I going to throw up? What is this, you know? And I was abused when I was 5, right? And I think there's been something kind of residual there from that abuser. So long story short, I like pulled this darkness off of me, and Maura said, in the name of Jesus, you will do this. And I said, I'm not doing this. I can't do this. It's weird. She goes, no, in the name of Jesus, you will set people free. And she hit my chest, and I saw this. I felt this room just glow. It was golden. I have never felt the Spirit like that in my life. And I would consider that was the Holy Spirit. And I received a gift of the Holy Spirit at that moment.
Wow.
And I started singing. I don't sing. I was singing in tongues. I just started singing. I was just moved by the Spirit. And I've been able to do it ever since.
What happened to the crazy spirit?
Okay, so with Terry, we got 6 men, the Catholic priests, there were some born again Christian men. They all sat her down. I made sure she got taken care of, and it took 6 guys to deliver that demon out of her. So I wasn't present. I wasn't. I'm not going back. But it was left me, and they had to pull this thing off her. But it took 6 guys to do it, and she was doing okay after it. Last time I talked to her, she was doing good. Wow, crazy, huh? But this stuff is real. It's real to me. I didn't know it was real. I didn't have an idea that stuff's real and it existed, but it does.
Yeah.
A huge world of education I learned. And so I've been doing things, experiential, but there is a respect you have to have for that kind of energy. I don't believe people should play with Ouija boards. I mean, you're calling on those kind of energies, and they are mischievous. They like to cause trouble and chaos. So be careful of that. Young girls. I've had a handful of young girls that I've actually kind of had to deliver things off of and help them understand that spirit world's not positive. And they play the Ouija board. So these things are a little bit scary. Scary movies. That tall, skinny man, whatever that was, that stuff is demonic. It's evil. So be careful, y'all. Anyway, so that's me weird.
Here's the thing about you, though,
stuff.
Camille, is that, even when you've been in my home,
Yeah.
and even at that same time, you were talking to somebody that you knew was not being honest with you.
I was. That's right.
And you keep your cool.
I do. I don't
Because
want to.
you were kind of faced with,
Yeah.
oh, I need to really say what's going on, but I can't.
Well, if I exposed her, there was going to be that was her whole collapse of life, and it was delicate, and I don't want to do that all the time. I don't want to cause a big fight.
Yeah, I bet. I'm just saying, if y'all want to talk to Camille, she is, and she's dealt with Todd.
Well,
No,
I worked on Todd. That should tell
What do you mean
something.
dealt with? Dealing with?
No, but
love
you
Todd.
you face things.
I do,
Um,
and I'll figure it out. If I don't know what I'm doing, I'll figure it out. I really will.
you face things. I have been in a room with you where you confront stuff that,
Yep.
man, you set people back and you make them go like, whoa, what just happened?
I appreciate that.
But
Thank
you're
you.
good. You are really, really good.
Thank you.
And I know, Todd, you're the same way. I know whatever she says, like, it's truth.
Well,
I'm not. No, but I'm just saying it doesn't have to do psychic.
But I'm not
just
gonna-
saying, like, you.
I will
Whatever.
do the right thing. Yeah, I will have integrity with people. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't sugarcoat.
No.
You don't people don't leave here going, I don't know what that was all about. But
No, you're pretty clear what it's about. When people
Yeah.
sit in front of me, but I don't want
Yeah.
to waste time or money. That's my pet peeve. Don't waste my time, and I won't waste your money.
Yeah.
And I will get right to the heart of the matter. And if people, and I warn him. I mean, I'm a little colorful. I do have a sailor's mouth. I'm a trucker, but I don't
From
mince
Provo.
words. I'm a farm girl, but I won't mince words. I'm not going to waste your time. So, and if I think you're an asshole, I'll call you an asshole.
Yes, you will.
Yes, I will.
Yes, you will.
And I'll be told by Todd.
Yes,
you
you
can, lady.
You know what? I was here one time. Waiting to see you, but you had a couple clients in
And I
your
got a
office.
little loud,
And I was
probably.
trying to be in a room where I wouldn't hear, what was
Yeah,
going on.
'cause I was loud.
And you were calling this guy out.
Yeah, I will.
He apparently had cheated of some sort, and you were calling him out. And I thought, oh, please, when he opens that door, I don't want to see him. I don't want to even be.
We were wrapping up. Yeah.
Oh, and sure enough, Todd, I'm sitting right there in the living room,
Yeah.
in the waiting room, and he comes out, and I was like, please don't look at me, because I know all about you now.
Camille, you really should have an exit room.
I know.
You don't
I
have an
know.
exit
I
room,
need
so-
soundproof.
You need an exit
But
room.
normally no one's here but my
it's-
clients and me, and it's a big enough space.
Yeah, you
though.
limp out of here more than you don't. I trust me on that. It's good, but you come out limping.
It's good stuff. It's good
Yes.
stuff. You know what? How do people get a hold of you?
You know, they can reach me at Camille@att.net or 801-809-2222.
It's Kimile. Her mother did that just to confuse everyone.
Yeah, well, it's
Kimile.
It's actually for my own talk show, so it's just the Camille Show. It's like Oprah has one name, Cher has one name, Camille.
No, I'm just saying,
Madonna.
you would think there's two L's in it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's not.
My mom made up all sorts of names. So Kimille, Kimile. Yeah, Camille.tv. I mean, you can just Google my name and find me.
Yeah.
Shock Talking. You can message us Shock Talking.
No, I'm just going to tell you, she's good. Like, she is really,
Oh.
really, really good.
I love you
And
guys. Thank
no, I'm just serious. I mean, I
Appreciate
remember real quick before we wrap up, you at ABC, there'd be guests waiting to go on the show, and Camille's like, did you know, la, la, la. And literally they were like dumbfounded, had to go on air, and they're still shocked.
No, I shouldn't have done that.
Camille had just told them, maybe you're going to have a baby. Or
You have
something
to be
like
careful. You're going to get that girl pregnant. Don't be doing that.
that. And they were like, oh.
I'm here to tell you everything you've predicted for me, and in my scenario,
Yeah,
everything that you've predicted has come true.
that's good.
And there's some random shit that you've thrown in there, like, yeah, and it's all
It's all there.
there.
I remember I came to Camille in September a couple years ago, and you talked to me about, there's going to be a lot of men, and I was dating
Yeah,
that guy
I
at the
remember.
time, and I
She's
was
getting
like,
engaged. She's getting married.
what?
I'm like,
you're
But
like,
see,
no,
that's
there's
the
going to
thing.
be a lot of men. And I'm thinking,
and there are. But that's kind of thing. Like, I didn't want to expose
slut you up, miss.
There were, till they see this. Let's just review.
know.
I live on a dump. My dog licks nonstop.
Anything.
I smell.
I know. I have my
what-
period when
yeah.
I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, you're still having your period. Your hormones are all out of whack.
Yeah.
What else was there?
And I have a really plain bra that I sleep in. Really, y'all?
Sleeps in a bra. That ain't warm. That's not going to coat you up. So, no, but I didn't want to tell you. Okay, I got to be careful because I don't want to. Well, no, you ain't going to marry this guy. I don't want to derail your plan.
I want you to always derail my
well, now,
plan.
yeah, but I wasn't as close to you as I am now. I mean, I probably will
Now,
say that now.
the fact that I go like this at any moment, we are close.
Passing out. He knocks my ass
She
out,
kills
man.
scorpions in the name of me.
I did.
I know.
I chased that. We got a video of that, don't we? Not me killing a scorpion, but her screaming. We sent
shut
that to you,
up.
Todd, remember?
I was like this.
Oh, I saw
Whoa,
it.
that's a big
saw it.
scorpion.
It's a big flipping
Yeah.
scorpion. But I got it. You know why? Because I'm a farm girl.
phenomenal.
My first drive was a tractor.
And the crown ain't going after any rodents or any bugs or any.
That's right.
No.
You'd be
Miss
surprised.
USA.
Princess is up on the counter
y'all do
yelling.
not put that title on me.
Yeah.
I have
She's a tough bitch.
wrestled.
She
I
is.
have wrestled a rattlesnake.
Oh my goodness. No, she's a tough girl. Trust me. She can hang with me. She
Yeah.
gets down and dirty.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up Shock Talking. I don't even know what we're gonna call this because we talked about Toby. We talked about butt
ass
crack
implants.
implants.
Testicle implants.
Testicle.
And delivering demons.
And Todd, have fun with naming this one.
This is on you guys.
Oh
I'm just
my
handing you the
goodness.
card.
We have, and I'll use my big word. We had a plethora of things to talk
It was
about.
an abundant session. Yes. Thanks for
Anyway,
listening.
thanks for being here with us. Like, share, subscribe. We appreciate that, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.